Welcome to today's video brought to you by RV Advisor GPT, produced by InnovaHub.ca.
All right, let's dive into today's explainer. We're going to learn exactly how to turn your RV into an absolute impenetrable fortress against some incredibly relentless rodent infiltrators. Look, if you own a recreational vehicle, you already know the drill. Protecting your investment isn't just about regular maintenance or a nice wax job. It's about aggressively defending your mobile territory against an invisible enemy. And today, we are hyper-focused on two crucial things: absolutely preventing their entry in the first place, and effectively capturing the ones that somehow manage to sneak inside.
You know, I really love this quote from our source material because it just perfectly captures the reality of the situation. Defending your mobile investment, it takes an ongoing tactical strategy. It is definitely not a set it and forget it kind of deal. Your environment is always changing, the RV moves around, and local wildlife is literally always on the hunt for a warm, secure place to nest. So we've got to shift our mindset away from a one-time fix and move toward an active, continuous defense.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the dime-sized threat, move on to securing the perimeter, launch the counterattack, safely tackle biohazard cleanup, and wrap up with a solid long-term storage strategy. Okay, let's jump right into section 1, the dime-sized threat. Let's understand exactly what we're up against. Now, this is the absolutely crucial thing to wrap your head around. Mice can squeeze through an opening no larger than a single dime. Just think about that for a second. A dime. Their bone structure literally allows them to compress, it's kind of wild, and just slide right through the tiniest little gaps. And the scary reality from our sources is this: if your RV sits unused for even one single week, they're going to find it, and they are definitely going to explore it. So where are these dime-sized gaps hiding? Well, these are your primary structural vulnerabilities. We're talking about plumbing penetrations under the sinks, electrical wiring holes hidden behind the fridge, furnace openings, and, oh man, those tricky slide-out seals. Basically, anywhere a pipe, a wire, or a vent pushes through a wall from the inside or comes up from underneath, you've got yourself a potential breach point. But how do you even know if they've already made it inside? Well, if you start noticing any of these sensory cues, I hate to say it, but the invisible enemy has breached your defenses. You might spot those telltale rice-sized black droppings, or maybe you hear faint scratching sounds at night, or out of nowhere, you just get hit with this incredibly strong ammonia urine smell. Finding chewed wires or little shredded paper nests, yeah, that means it is time to go on high alert. Which brings us right to section 2, securing the perimeter. This is all about the prevention of entry. Look, your entire defense strategy boils down to exactly 3 pillars, working together continuously. First, you absolutely must seal every single entry point. Second, you have to remove anything that might attract them. And third, you must always have traps ready. Let's break down that first and honestly most important step. This 2-step combo right here, it is critical. A lot of folks fail because they literally only do half the job. Step 1 is to plug the holes with stainless steel wool or copper mesh. Step 2 is locking that mesh in place with a rodent-proof expanding spray foam. The metal actually hurts their teeth, so they won't chew through it, and the foam keeps that metal locked solidly in place from both the inside and the underside of the rig. It's the ultimate 1-2 punch. Now, we really need to clear up some bad advice floating around out there. Let's bust some big myths. Those sweet-smelling dryer sheets and bars of Irish Spring soap, they absolutely do not reliably work. Period. Ultrasonic plugins? Total myth. And mothballs? Well, not only are they completely ineffective against a determined mouse, but they are also highly toxic and incredibly dangerous for you to be breathing in inside the enclosed space of your RV. Just stick to the physical mesh and phone barrier. Trust me on this. Beyond just plugging holes, you've got to master your environmental controls. Mice are smart. They don't stick around where there's no reward. You have to starve them out. Store all of your food in hard plastic or metal containers. Never leave it in cardboard. Wipe down every crumb and speck of grease. Oh, and here's a highly underrated trick for you. Mice naturally prefer dark, super quiet places, so leave an interior light on. Maybe keep a radio playing quietly. Use their own natural instincts right against them.
If you got RV questions, RV Advisor GPT is here to help. It's your 24/7 digital co-pilot for troubleshooting, trip planning, maintenance, and everyday RV life. Just open it in your browser and ask. It's easy to use, practical, and free. To give it a try, go to Smart Software at www.innovahub.ca.
But okay, what happens when the perimeter actually is breached? That brings us to Section 3, the counterattack. Let's talk capture tactics. When it comes to your trap arsenal, you actually have some great options. Old school snap traps baited with just a little peanut butter and placed right up along the walls, still highly effective and very humane when used right. Electric traps are an awesome, clean, reusable option for inside your actual living space. And if you're dealing with a heavy infestation while the RV is in storage, a bucket trap is really your best bet because it can catch multiple intruders all at once. But listen to me carefully here, because this is huge. This is a massive warning. Never, ever use poison. It is absolutely off the table. If you use poison, the mice are going to crawl deep inside your RV's walls, and they will die there, and then they will rot. It creates an unbearable stench that you cannot get rid of. And even worse, if a scavenger animal eats that poisoned carcass, it kills them too. Seriously, just stick to the physical traps we just talked about.
So once you've successfully captured the intruders, you cannot just grab a broom and start sweeping. Let's move to Section 4, biohazard cleanup. Safety has to come first here.
You have to treat this cleanup like a legitimate hazmat situation. Mice can carry hantavirus, which is a very dangerous respiratory disease. If you go in sweeping or vacuuming up dry mouse droppings, you instantly aerosolize those disease particles. You're literally spreading them into the air you are breathing inside your tiny enclosed RV. Instead, you need to follow a strict 6-step safety protocol to ensure you neutralize the health threat without contaminating your mobile fortress. First things first, ventilate. Open all the windows. Throw on some gloves and a mask. Then, spray the droppings directly with a bleach solution or a strong disinfectant to wet them down completely. This kills the virus and stops the dust. Let it sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes, carefully wipe it all up with paper towels, and then throw the whole mess into a tightly sealed bag. Once the immediate threat is neutralized, you've got to do a deep clean. Inspect behind the appliances and get deep inside all those compartments. But please, pay very special attention to the end of this list. Mice absolutely love to chew on wiring to file down their teeth. You need to inspect your 12-volt and 120-volt wiring very closely. Exposed copper from their chew marks, that creates a massive, catastrophic fire risk that you simply cannot afford to miss. All right, finally, let's see how all of this builds into maintaining our fortress when it is off the road for a while. Section 5, long-term storage strategy. When your RV just sits in storage for weeks or months at a time, you are at your absolute most vulnerable. So here's the protocol. Leave your cabinet doors wide open. It actually eliminates those dark, secure little corners they actively seek out for nesting. Remove every single crumb of food. And, most importantly, set your traps before you leave for the season, not after you come back and discover a huge problem. Block those tires and check back regularly to make sure your perimeter is holding strong. Look, defending your RV is an ongoing campaign. It combines robust perimeter sealing to stop them from entering with a really smart poison-free counterattack to catch any stragglers. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought to consider before you park your RV next time. Look at the seals, check the vents, peek into those dark corners. Have you actually done enough to stop the invisible enemy? Is your mobile fortress truly secure for the season? Get out there, hunt down those dime-sized gaps, and take back your territory.
Thank you for watching. For additional information and access to the RV Advisor GPT app, go to innovahub.ca and click on the Smart Software button.